We all know that hurricanes, floods, landslides, earthquakes, and other natural disasters bring a lot of grief to people. In some parts of the planet, it is safer, while in other countries, it's more dangerous. At the same time, the Earth is our home, and what happens at one end of the world affects our entire planet in one way or another. Today, you will see what has happened in the world recently. During the flood in Venezuela, even trees were floating on the roads. Also, the water washed away cars. And these shots were shot in the Philippines during the Nalgi storm. In Poland, eyewitnesses recorded a strong thunderstorm on camera. In November, Venice turned into a real ocean. Of course, Venice has always been a city on the water, but in November, it turned from a romantic quiet town into an incredibly dangerous place. Hurricane Fiona, which raged in Canada, caused serious damage to infrastructure. In these frames, you can see how it destroyed the bridge. Now, not only in Venice was it possible to sail through the streets by boat, but also in Canada. In August, Yemen suffered from severe flooding. Already in October, a terrible storm triggered flooding on the island of Crete. In coastal areas, flooding caused huge damage. Floodwaters dumped debris, dragged away cars, and destroyed buildings. Approximately 30,000 families were affected by the hurricane. This fall, 107,000 people were left homeless in North Korea due to flooding. There was nowhere to hide from the water. India also suffers from floods quite often. This footage was taken last year when Cyclone Shaheen was raging in Oman. Cyclone Shaheen brought very heavy rain and a strong wind with a speed of up to 150 kilometers per hour. And thousands of people had to be evacuated in time for the floods in Jakarta. Just look at what was happening on the streets of the capital of Indonesia. People had to watch in silence as their cars were carried away by the current. When rivers overflowed in Thailand due to a tropical storm, people had to get to work in such conditions. Trinidad and Tobago is still struggling with the consequences of floods. Sudden downpours that triggered the flood hit the country suddenly. Many residents had to evacuate urgently. Such a huge hail fell in Brazil. It seemed that stones were falling from the sky. Some hailstones were the size of a baseball. Also, the hail of abnormally large sizes fell in Spain. In this video, you can see the consequences of hail in Brazil. On October 9th, an earthquake occurred in Nepal. The surveillance camera recorded how everything was shaking inside the room. In Spain, hail also smashed car windshields. You will agree that even sitting in the car is very scary, let alone walking down the street. It is better to watch the bad weather from the window of a warm house. This footage was shot at a Japanese airport during Typhoon Namadol. This typhoon swept through the southwestern region of Kyushu, turning it into a real ocean. In September, during a hurricane in Brooklyn, such a strong wind rose that it blew away everything in its path. It affected even humans and animals. Here are some more shots that were taken during the typhoon in Japan. The wind turned the car over and dragged it a few meters away.
Japan turned into an ocean.
This is what the cities of Florida looked like after Hurricane Ian swept through them. Thousands of people are trapped in their own homes due to bad weather. Floods are a frequent problem in Venice, but every year, the water rises higher and higher.